All right, we are back with another episode of the 2021 MLB Draft Show. Today, I am joined by a pretty special guest, up-and-comer out of the University of Miami, Ohio. We've got Sam Bachman. Sam, welcome to the show, man.
Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to talk to you and chat a little bit because we've written about it quite a bit, but you've really taken another step this past year and now this summer into this fall. Your stuff is really starting to tick up. And before we really get into your career at Miami of Ohio, talk to me a little bit about this summer and what you've done in terms of focus to improve that stuff.
Yeah, so I think it all started kind of looking at my mechanics a little bit. I think as a freshman, I was coming out like 94, 95, and it was pretty consistent high velo there. And then I started to dip down a little bit during the summer. And so at PRP Baseball with Greg Vogt, we kind of did a little bit of edgertronic work with the slow-mo cams and kind of looking at my lower half, and I was leaking a little bit on my hips. I was opening up a little early. So I was losing a little bit of explosiveness and that type of stuff. And so we did a lot of work with core velocity belt and cleaned that up a little bit. And I started having consistent higher velo and really ticking up into the fall, which was way different from the summer. So
Yeah, I mean, we saw some of your bullpens and 99.6 this summer, huh?
or that was my last game of the fall, but that's what it had for Rapsodo, yes.
Have you touched anything higher than that, or have you heard about hitting a bigger number?
No, I mean, a lot of the pro guys said they had up to 99, so nothing above there, so can't really round up.
Well, I mean, ever since you got on the mound at Miami of Ohio, you've been a starter. I mean, you started 14 out of the 15 games that you appeared in 2019. You obviously started all 4 contests that you were able to start this year. What has the University of Miami done for you in terms of seeing you grow as a pitcher and more so just grow as a human being?
Yeah, I think the whole staff is dedicated in your plan, like individually. So it is, I think, pretty different and unique for Miami, Ohio. Is that everyone is different, everyone trains differently, everyone's body's different. So that's really helped me to excel in pitching and my game in general.
I want to talk about your stuff as a whole because everyone's watched, guys throw 100 get hit around a little bit. You've got the fastball, but you've also got a pretty devastating slider and a changeup that tunnels really well off of that fastball. Kind of talk us through your arsenal a little bit and kind of what you bring to the mound.
Yeah, I say for right-handed hitters, it's pretty easy to start like fastball early on. I like to go in a lot, so we can't really do much with that pitch other than pull it foul. So I like to do that. If not, I can land the slider for a strike. That's something I can do depending on how I faced them before. We're going to pitch differently probably the second way through. But slider is usually the put-away pitch. And I've been working a lot on going right on right with the changeup, even though it is kind of sketchy at times. Just with my slot and everything, I got to make sure I'm not missing arm side. But
Sure.
a lot of success going right on right with the changeup, especially just like having more confidence in that pitch now after the summer.
Can you tell us a little bit about the grips that you've got, or if you've got a baseball, can you kind of show us what you do with the slider, and also it seems everyone throws a changeup different these days. Kind of introduce us to how you like to throw it and what your thought process is behind that pitch.
Yeah, so I mean, my two seam, I'm a little offset on the horseshoe, so I feel like I get on top, I get a little sink, and then the changeup, it's like a Strasburg changeup. I just throw a two seam with these 2 fingers up here, kill spin, just comes off natural. And then my slider is very untraditional. You'll probably never see this, but so I'm right here on the top of the ball, and then instead of being right here, I come all the way across. So I'm just ripping that. And that's just been a confidence thing. I've been throwing it ever since I started throwing a slider that way.
That's a really high thumb. I don't know how you throw a pitch with your thumb that high at 91. You touch 91 with that slider. That's firm.
Yeah, it's gotten more firmer over the years. It's got a lot more gyro spin. It was kind of popping out as a freshman, sophomore out of that tunnel. So I didn't get much swing and miss, but I could land it for like a a take strike per se, and I feel like just it's like coming out more straight and in that tunnel, and it's only got harder. So I don't know. I don't get as much spin on it. It doesn't spin very high, but it plays, and that's all I can really ask for.
One more little note on your pitch mix here. Um, through your numbers next to a guy that you've probably been made aware of. You know who Luis Castillo is.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know if you've seen these comparisons, but the stuff that you bring to the table and the stuff that he brings to the table in terms of just mirroring off each other is super, super identical. Have you heard anything about that, or have you seen those comparisons?
My coaches do say that, which I think is kind of cool. I mean, he's got the nastiest changeup I think ever. So I'd like to think my changeup is like that. I don't really know the metrics on it or anything, but I do think it's pretty cool and interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, it's kind of fun for maybe team fans to look at and just kind of draw some comparisons there. Let's talk about this summer. I know that everybody's summer plans got shut down a little bit. What did you have kind of in store for this summer? Were you going to go play any wood bat ball, maybe the Cape?
Yeah, I was planning on going to the Cape and playing with the Harwich Mariners.
Okay. What did you end up doing? Just kind of end up training this summer to tighten things up?
Actually, a lot of the Indiana guys put together like Grand Park is in Westfield, Indiana. It's where the future games used to be. A lot of that stuff for PBR, and so they kind of reached out to a lot of us and was interested in putting on like a full blown league. And so a lot of college guys like D1 all the way to NAIA, D3, D2, everyone kind of got together and we put together, I think, 7 or 8 teams. And we just had a summer league, like kind of last second. So that was pretty cool. And we ended up having an all-star game at the minor league stadium in Indianapolis. So that all played out this summer.
What did that sort of opportunity afford you? Or I guess a better way of asking the question might be, there was so much ramp up and slow down and ramp up and slow down from the spring through the summer. What were you able to gain from a summer league like that with so much uncertainty going into it?
I mean, it was very competitive. I mean, there was Power 5 conference guys in each lineup, like 3 or 4 of them. So it was definitely, I guess, not as competitive as the Cape would have been, but it was the best it could have been, I think, out of all the leagues in the country. So it really helped me finding that confidence with myself that my stuff was playing against higher level guys.
Okay. So we got 9 months between today and what the 2021 MLB Draft is looking like next July. Between now and then, what are you hoping to improve? How are you trying to get better, especially as it pertains to the 2021 college baseball season? And then, of course, your pro goals.
I think just keep my stuff sharp and maybe finding confidence to throw any of my pitches in all counts. I think my changeup could be thrown a little bit more, but I'm just now picking it up. So I think I really just want to gain confidence on that and just be unpredictable. But other than that, I just wanted to, I mean, our pitching staff is pretty special at Miami right now. So I think this is our year to make a run for it. And that's kind of the main goal as of now.
Love it. All right. Last couple of questions here. I'll keep you on your toes. You've played against a ton of good hitters and you've seen a ton of good arms now in your college career. Is there a guy that sticks out that when he steps in the box, that's just giving you more trouble than most?
Yeah. I think Grant Richardson, he plays at IU and he's been my buddy since we started playing together, like freshman, sophomore year of high school. So we've seen each other's stuff and I pitched to him for live ABs when our season got banged. So he kind of knows my stuff to a T. And I also was working on a changeup. So him being a lefty bat without having that third pitch. And if I got behind, I mean, he can bang a fastball for sure. So he's always giving me trouble.
How about arms? Is there an arm that has stood out as just, man, that guy's nasty?
Luke Albright.
Mm.
He's from the same hometown as me. We're good buddies. We train together. He's pretty nasty. I mean, I watched him throw. We threw live ABs every Friday, so I was always around him. So it was cool to watch. And then Jared Pollan this summer, we were on the same team, and he throws gas every time he's out there, and it's pretty incredible.
All right, here's your wild card question. I like to finish off with a tough one, and this one's never been on the show before, so it's really going to be a tricky one for you. Right. There's one pro one big leaguer that you'd like to step in the box, but you are comfortable enough to say you'd get him out, who's it going to be? You got to find that balance. If you say Mike Trout, you got to trust that you're going to get him out.
I mean, I feel like I would want to go against Trout. I think my stuff, like when there's a good hitter in the box, my stuff will step up and like the adrenaline will start coming in. So, and I think because he is a righty bat, that could probably help too, just because my stuff plays naturally to righties. But I think I'd be up for the challenge, and that would be something I'd want to do.
Love it. Well, I gave you Trout, so you got to give me one other.
Trying to think here. We could go Lindor would be cool. I mean, I just think he's a cool player and he's pretty swaggy. So
Switch hitter.
Yeah. Face that lefty, give an opportunity. See what I can do.
Yeah, I hope that changeup is on.
Yeah, seriously, challenge the changeup for sure.
Yeah. Well, Sam, it's been a pleasure interviewing you, man. We're big fans of you over at Prospects Live. Really looking forward to seeing what you bring to the mound in 2021, and of course, what you do with your baseball career beyond that stage. So, thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
All right, man.